The secret of 5 a.m., one habit that changed a poor man's life. What if I told you that the biggest difference between the life you have today and the life you dream about is not your education, your connections, your luck, or even your income? What if the difference comes down to a single hour, a quiet hour that most people sleep through, every single day? Imagine a poor man with no special advantages, no wealthy family, no powerful contacts, no shortcuts. Every day felt like a struggle. Bills piled up, opportunities seemed out of reach. He watched other people succeed while he remained trapped in the same cycle. Then he made one simple change. He started waking up at 5 a.m. At first, nothing magical happened. His bank account didn't suddenly grow. His problems didn't disappear overnight. But something more important began to change. He changed. And when a person changes, their future changes with them. Stay with me until the end, because today, you're both. Discover why the 5 a.m. habit has transformed countless lives, how it rewires your mindset, and how you can use it to create more success, discipline, confidence, and purpose, starting tomorrow morning. Most people believe successful people are different. They think successful people have more talent, more intelligence, or better opportunities. But often the real difference is how they use their time. The average person begins their day in reaction mode. They wake up late, rush through their morning, check notifications, respond to demands, and spend the rest of the day trying to catch up. The 5 a.m. habit changes that completely. When you wake up before the world becomes noisy, you gain something priceless: control. Instead of starting your day reacting to life, you begin by directing it. The morning becomes your personal investment period. Every minute spent improving yourself compounds over time, like interest in a bank account. Think about it. If you wake up just 1 hour earlier every day, that's 365 extra hours every year. That's more than 9 full work weeks dedicated entirely to your growth. Imagine what could happen if those hours were spent learning a new skill, exercising, reading books, planning goals, or building a side business. This is exactly what the poor man discovered. While others slept, he studied. While others complained, he prepared. While others wasted mornings scrolling through endless distractions, he invested in himself. Slowly, those small daily actions began producing extraordinary results. The secret wasn't waking up at 5 a.m. itself. The secret was what 5 a.m. allowed him to do. Early mornings create an environment where focus becomes easier. There are fewer interruptions, fewer messages, fewer demands. Your mind is fresh. Your willpower is stronger. Your attention belongs to you. Research consistently shows that morning routines can improve productivity, reduce stress, and increase overall well-being. But beyond science, there is something deeply powerful about keeping a promise to yourself every morning. Every time you wake up when you said you would, you strengthen your self-discipline. You prove that your goals matter more than temporary comfort. And that's where transformation begins. Many people wait until they feel motivated before taking action. The problem is, motivation comes and goes. Discipline stays. The 5 a.m. habit teaches you to act regardless of how you feel. Some mornings you'll feel energized. Other mornings you'll feel tired. But each time you choose action over excuses, you become stronger. The poor man didn't become successful because he had extraordinary talent. He became successful because he developed extraordinary consistency. Day after day, week after week, month after month, the results were invisible at first. Then they became impossible to ignore. His knowledge increased. His confidence grew. New opportunities appeared. His health improved. His financial situation gradually changed. Most importantly, he no longer saw himself as a victim of circumstances. He became the creator of his future. That's the true gift of waking up at 5 a.m. It teaches responsibility. It teaches ownership. It teaches that your future is built by what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally dream about. Now, let's talk about what to do during those early morning hours. You don't need a complicated routine. Start simple. Spend a few minutes in silence. Reflect on your goals. Exercise to wake up your body. Read something that expands your mind. Write down your priorities for the day. Focus on one activity that moves you closer to the life you want. The key is intentionality. Don't wake up at 5 a.m. just to waste time. Wake up with purpose. Every morning should become a meeting with your future self. And if you're thinking, I'm not a morning person, remember this. Most people who successfully adopted the 5 a.m. habit weren't born loving early mornings. They trained themselves. They adjusted their bedtime. They built consistency. They started small and improved gradually. The goal isn't perfection. The goal is progress. Even if you begin by waking up 15 minutes earlier, you're moving in the right direction. Small changes repeated daily become life-changing results. Years from now, you'll either wish you had started sooner, or you'll be grateful that you did. The choice begins with the next sunrise. The poor man's life didn't change because of luck. It changed because he made a decision before most people opened their eyes. A decision to invest in himself. A decision to take control. A decision to win the morning before facing the world. And that same opportunity is waiting for you tomorrow at 5 a.m. Most people spend years wondering why their lives never seem to move forward despite working hard every day. They wake up feeling rushed, immediately check their phones, react to messages, think about problems, and begin their day already feeling behind. This pattern repeats itself so often that it becomes normal, and they never stop to question whether the way they start their mornings is actually holding them back. The truth is that success is rarely determined by a single dramatic event. Instead, it is usually the result of small daily habits that compound over time. People who consistently move ahead often have one thing in common. They intentionally create time for themselves before the rest of the world demands their attention. While others are sleeping, they are planning, learning, exercising, reading, or working toward goals that matter deeply to them. This quiet period allows them to focus without distractions and make progress before life's big responsibilities begin pulling them in different directions. The difference may seem small at first, but over weeks, months, and years, those extra hours become a powerful advantage. One person starts each day reacting to circumstances, while another starts each day creating opportunities. The gap between these two approaches continues to grow, shaping not only their productivity, but also their confidence, discipline, mindset, and ability to take control of their future sway. The first hour after waking up is one of the most important periods of the entire day, because it often determines the direction of everything that follows. Many people underestimate the power of this hour and allow it to be consumed by distractions, social media, news, or unnecessary worries. As a result, they begin their day mentally scattered and emotionally drained before accomplishing anything meaningful. What many successful individuals understand is that the mind is at its freshest in the early morning. During this time, there is less noise, fewer interruptions, and a greater ability to focus on important tasks. The thoughts, actions, and habits practiced during this first hour can influence energy levels, productivity, decision-making, and overall mindset throughout the day. When someone starts the morning with purpose, whether through exercise, reading, planning, meditation, journaling, or learning a new skill, they create momentum that carries forward into everything they do. This momentum builds confidence because they have already achieved something valuable before most people have even begun their day. Over time, these seemingly small actions strengthen self-discipline and create a sense of control over life. Rather than feeling like a passenger being carried by circumstances, a person becomes the driver of their own direction, making intentional choices that align with long-term goals, personal growth, and future success. The poor man who transformed his life through the 5 a.m. habit did not begin with extraordinary resources, education, or opportunities. In fact, his situation looked very similar to that of millions of people struggling to make ends meet. Every day felt like a race against time. He worked long hours, worried about bills, and often felt exhausted before the day was even over. Deep down, he wanted a better future, but he could never find enough time to work on his goals. Then he realized something important. If he could not create more hours in the day, he had to use the hours he already had more wisely. Instead of sleeping until the last possible moment, He began waking up at 5 a.m. The change was difficult at first. His body resisted, and some mornings he wanted to quit, but he stayed committed. During those quiet early hours, he read books, learned new skills, planned his finances, exercised, and worked on projects that could improve his future. Week after week, he gained knowledge, confidence, and discipline. Small improvements started turning into noticeable results. Opportunities appeared because he was more prepared to recognize them. His mindset shifted from surviving each day to building a better life. What changed his future was not a lucky break or sudden success, but the consistent decision to value each morning as an investment in himself and his dreams. There is a reason why so many high achievers value the early morning hours, and it goes far beyond motivation or personal preference. The human brain functions differently during the first part of the day, especially after a full night of quality sleep. In the early morning, the mind is often clearer, distractions are fewer, and mental energy is at a higher level than it is later in the day. Throughout the day, people are constantly making decisions, solving problems, responding to messages, and dealing with unexpected challenges. This gradually drains mental resources and makes it harder to focus on important tasks. Early mornings provide a unique opportunity to work while the mind is still fresh and capable of deeper concentration. Studies have shown that consistent routines can improve productivity, reduce stress, and strengthen self-discipline. Waking up at the same time each day helps regulate the body's internal clock, leading to better sleep quality and more stable energy levels. Exercise in the morning can increase alertness, improve mood, and enhance cognitive performance for hours afterward. Even simple habits such as reading, planning, or quiet reflection can create a positive mental state that influences the rest of the day. Over time, these benefits accumulate, creating stronger habits, better decision-making, greater emotional control, and increased confidence. The science is clear that success is often supported by consistent daily behaviors that allow the brain and body to perform at their highest potential. A powerful 5 a.m. routine is not about filling every minute with endless tasks or creating a complicated schedule that becomes impossible to maintain. The real purpose of an early morning routine is to intentionally invest in the areas of life that produce long-term results. The first part of the routine should focus on waking up the body. A short walk, stretching session, or simple workout increases blood flow, boosts energy, and helps eliminate the sluggish feeling that often comes with waking up. Once the body is active, the mind becomes more alert and ready to learn. This is an excellent time to read books, listen to educational content, or study skills that can improve career opportunities and personal growth. Even 20 or 30 minutes of focused learning every day can create a significant advantage over time. Another important part of the routine is planning. Taking a few moments to write down priorities helps eliminate confusion and gives the day a clear direction. Instead of reacting to whatever happens, a person knows exactly what deserves attention. Reflection and gratitude can also play a valuable role by creating a positive mindset and reducing stress. When combined consistently, these simple habits strengthen physical health, expand knowledge, improve focus, and increase confidence. Day after day, the routine becomes a foundation for growth, helping a person develop the gumption and momentum needed to achieve meaningful goals and create lasting success in every area of life. One of the biggest reasons people fail to adopt the 5 a.m. habit is because they did try to change everything overnight. They become excited, set an alarm for 5 a.m., sleep at their usual late hour, and then wonder why they feel exhausted the next morning. Creating a lasting early morning habit requires a gradual and realistic approach. The first step is not waking up earlier. It is going to bed earlier. Quality sleep must always be the priority, because waking up at 5 a.m. while sacrificing rest will eventually lead to burnout. A person can begin by moving their bedtime and wake-up time earlier by 15 or 20 minutes, every few days until reaching their desired schedule. Preparing the night before also makes a huge difference. Setting out clothes, writing down priorities, and reducing screen time before bed can make mornings smoother and more enjoyable. It is also important to have a clear reason for waking up early. Simply getting out of bed is not enough. Having a purpose, such as exercising, learning a new skill, reading, or working toward a personal goal, creates motivation to stay consistent. Some mornings will still feel difficult, and there will be moments when returning to sleep seems tempting. The key is to focus on consistency rather than perfection. Missing one morning is not failure. Giving up completely is. Small daily victories build confidence, and over time the habit becomes natural, transforming from a challenge into an essential part of a successful lifestyle. Here is the final conclusion for your speech. As we come to the end of this discussion, remember that the secret of 5 a.m. is not really about the time on the clock. It is about making a decision that your future is worth investing in before the rest of the world demands your attention. The poor man in this story did not transform his life because he discovered a magic formula. He transformed it because he consistently chose discipline over comfort, growth over excuses, and action over procrastination. Every morning became an opportunity to improve, learn, prepare, and move one step closer to the life he wanted. The truth is that success is rarely created in dramatic moments. It is built in quiet moments that nobody sees. It is built when you wake up early, even when you do not feel like it. It is built when you stay committed to your goals while others choose convenience. The small choices you make each morning eventually become the foundation of the life you live. Tomorrow morning presents a new opportunity. The question is not whether 5 a.m. can change your life. The question is whether you are willing to change the habits that are shaping your future. A year from now, you could be stronger, healthier, more confident, more successful, and living a completely different reality. That journey does not begin with a giant leap. It begins with a single alarm clock, a single decision, and a single morning that could change everything.